Meteorologist Adam Caskett here with the weather update. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning for a good portion of Bexar County and even surrounding counties as well. As we get up into Kendall County, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning as well for your area. So we're going to just look at this right now in real time. We had these thunderstorms just pop up, and those of you on the west side of town, it's loud right now. Those of you elsewhere are probably hearing the thunder, seeing a little bit of lightning off in the distance. The primary concern here is large hail and maybe even straight line winds up to 60 miles per hour. But so far the focus has been on the hail potential, and it looks like this area of activity here in western Bexar County is starting to split off into two storms. We see this periodically, and I do anticipate us seeing this now. As for the hail at the moment, we think it's mainly around the SeaWorld area.
Yeah, and Adam, we do have confirmation, a report of ping pong ball sized hail, 1.5 inches in diameter, measured near Petrenko Road and 211, and that's right near the SeaWorld area, 6 miles southwest of SeaWorld.
So that would basically be this whole area here on the west side of San Antonio. That would be this purple blob that you see. This is large hail, about the size of a quarter to the size of a ping pong ball. Get down to street level, west of Wiseman Boulevard, toward Culebra, Reed Road. That's where this is going. Okay, so it's between 1604 and 410 right now, and it's south of Evers Road, south of Bandera Road, just south of Culebra Road. So south of Culebra, but this is moving off to the northeast at 25 miles per hour. So let's put a time on this for you folks that are downstream and can be affected by this large hail pocket. And this is an area that saw some large hail just last week on Wednesday. This is moving to the northeast at, I think we have it at about, what, 20, 25 miles per hour. Is that right, Sarah?
Yes, 25 miles per hour to the northeast.
Okay, 25 miles per hour to the northeast. We'll widen out the view a little bit. And I'm just going to focus on the hail portion of this, not necessarily the high wind and whatnot. But generally speaking, we're looking at Leon Valley momentarily, obviously. Castle Hills at about 748. Probably a little sooner than that. Chavano Park close to about 750. Anywhere around the airport, San Antonio International, about 756. Hollywood Park by 8 p.m. That's the primary hail portion of it. Rain is obviously going to be a bit sooner. You're going to see the rain start light and then get heavier, and then you'll have the hail basically come in at the very end of this. These are slower moving than the storms we've been experiencing recently, so they're going to last a little bit longer and be a little more prolonged, which also gives us flash flooding potential. Anybody west of 281, travel is likely to become prone to some high water because of all the rain we had over the past several days and this weekend. Bernie, let's go up to Bernie. You've got a pocket of hail just south of you. This is moving into the little triple point here between Medina, Bandera, Bexar counties, okay, and just about Kendall County. That pocket of hail is moving more northerly than what we have in San Antonio. And you look over the past hour, it's starting to shift a little more northerly, but we can time that out for you. So assuming, Bernie, that hail is coming to your house in your neighborhood, let's give it about 25 miles per hour. Bernie, we're looking at about 7:48 p.m. So the timing for that portion of the severe thunderstorm to affect Bernie, and of course anybody right there along I-10 next to Bernie, that would be around 7:48. Obviously, we're already getting rain into Fair Oaks Ranch and some locations just south of Bernie Stage Airfield as well. But right now, it looks like we have two hail cores, actually, that have developed. So those of you that just got the hail near SeaWorld, you know, we're talking SeaWorld, give or take, proximity of about 3 miles radius around SeaWorld. Those of you that just got the hail, it looks like you have another hail core that's moving in right now as we speak, and that's this black area. This black area is moving to the northeast, so we can get into some streets here. This is where we talked a lot on last Wednesday, Tally Road. Okay, Tally Road and Military Drive, Louis Augusta, and the neighborhood, the actual streets being affected by this large hail now. Crescent Hill Road, Sunnyview Trail, moving into your area. Of course, Tally Road is up next, and then it's going to move into this subdivision here, which includes Wiseman, Sage Run, and Military Drive. So if you're in that vicinity, definitely stay inside. Stay away from windows. This large hail, best thing you can do is just stay away from windows and not go venturing outside. We also have this southern area, which does have some small hail just south of Castroville that's moving off to the northeast as well. This really just developed over the past 45 minutes, so it's still developing and morphing, and we're still learning more about these storms as they pop up. They don't have a history. They're infant storms. They're very young, but nonetheless, they are severe in nature right now with a large hail been confirmed, particularly with this storm in the center here that's headed toward Leon Valley, and then thereafter Castle Hills area, Hollywood Park, Chavano Park, even 281 and 1604 will be right on the cusp of that hail, possibly even as far west as about 1604 and Bitters Road, so about the Rogers Ranch area and excuse me, the southern end of Camp Bullis. Then we've got this northerly portion that's headed off to the north. Let's put the threats on there. We like to look at this to give us an idea of what the radar is indicating within this. And right now the radar is estimating probably 1 to 1.5 inch hail. Okay, this just updated. Remember that secondary hail core I was talking about? That's moving into the far west side. Basically all the subdivisions just west of 1604 on the west side, and we're talking north of 90, between 90 and 16, which is Bandera Road, that's where we have the primary hail threat. So Wild Horse subdivision, and especially a little south of Wild Horse, I'm not saying Wild Horse, you're out of the woods here, but especially just south of the Wild Horse subdivision, you're going to have this large hail. We could have 2-inch diameter hail, which is about the size of an egg. Crack an egg, right? You get an egg out of the kitchen or out of the refrigerator. Yeah, that's about the size of this hail that the radar is estimating right now. That particular hail core, moving to the northeast at 25. Some of you that are upstream from this and could be affected, I'm going to try to give you an estimate of when that large hail would be in your neighborhood. Not the first hail. This is the second hail core. So the first hail would hit you, you'd have a break, and then you'd get the second hail core. Leon Valley, momentarily, we talked about that. Castle Hills around 8 o'clock. Almost Park about 8:04. Chavano Park same time. Alamo Heights about 8:08, and anywhere around the airport, including McAllister Park. If folks have baseball or soccer out in that area right now, it'd be a good idea to call the coach, call them, tell them to get in their vehicles. They'll be safe in their vehicles, okay? This is headed that way. So it's headed into San Antonio, and they'll be fine in their vehicles. In a tornadic situation, which this is not a tornado, not a tornadic situation, but if that was the case, we would say go to a structure indoors, but you'll be safe from this inside a car. So if you know anybody with outdoor activities right now, it's a good idea to give them and or the coach a call that it's time to wrap it up, as they're already hearing the thunder and seeing a little lightning out there. Back to the times. Hill Country Village 8:11, Hollywood Park 8:13, Windcrest at about 8:30, Live Oak 8:29, Converse at 8:30, and Universal City about 8:35. That is the secondary hail core, assuming it remains intact. I hope it doesn't. I would love to see that fall apart and this thing just rain itself out, but it does look like it has intensified in terms of its hail signature here on the radar, and it's been verified with some hail reports. Okay, here's one more wide view. I'm going to put this into motion. I'll switch it up a little bit in terms of how we're looking at it, but look how young this thunderstorm is, or this, basically it's turning into a couple of storms. Developed around 6:30, 6:45, and that's all we have across Texas, or across South Texas, our area at the moment. We had a few far to the south that really fizzled out, but this is the only one that's been able to survive and break through the strong cap that we and that lid that we have on our atmosphere right now. So these are the ones that have become severe, and that severe weather now, particularly severe hail, headed just south of Boerne. Okay, we're looking at I-10 here. Southern end of Boerne, you get into Kendall County, you see all the exits for Boerne that come up here, especially near the main street that goes right into downtown. That's where this hail is going at the moment. That's where the other hail core that probably has about ping pong ball size hail along with it, maybe ping pong ball to egg sized hail, is likely headed over toward Boerne at this hour, or at this moment, I should say, not even at this hour, at this moment, that action is headed toward Boerne. So this is the large hail crossing into crossing over the county line here into Dodge Road and Upper Balcones Road as well. I know a lot of this is Camp Bullis area. A lot of that's Camp Bullis area. Well, not quite Camp Bullis area. Never mind. I'm looking farther to the west. Camp Bullis is over here. Camp Bullis is just getting rain, a little bit of lightning and thunder. The actual hail, however, is west of Camp Bullis, Bernie Stage Airfield, and just west of there, about to hit I-10, and then the city of Bernie, likely to get hit by that hail core. Then we have these other two down here that are just following each other. These pockets of hail within this thunderstorm, they're following each other. And Sarah actually has some pictures for us to confirm what we've been seeing from the radar. So if we can, we'll switch over to QB with Sarah. And Sarah, take it away with this.
Yeah. We definitely are continuing to see pictures coming into our KSAT Connect feature on our weather app. At the bottom of the weather app, we've got a pins section where you can drop your pictures. Again, this is on the west side of town, close to the outer edge of Loop 1604, close to the SeaWorld area. One thing I will caution you is do not go out and take a picture of the hail before the storm is over. Wait until the storm is over to safely send us your pictures. Again, this is near that SeaWorld area. You can see the quarter here. We've got ping pong ball sized hail, at least several reports of ping pong ball sized hail there on the west side of town. Again, it looks like anywhere from about quarter to ping pong ball sized hail, and that'll do some damage definitely to roofs, do some damage to your windows, do some damage to a car, and so we really are encouraging everyone to stay inside if at all possible until these storms pass, and to also stay away from windows, because that's where the injuries can occur, because these can create some pretty damaging, with the wind gusts, the winds will potentially, and the hail, break your windows, and that would lead to a dangerous situation. Again, this is Petrenko and Highway 211. Thank you for everybody who has sent in those pictures to our KSAT Connect feature on our weather app. Again, something to keep in mind is the duration of these severe thunderstorm warnings is until 8:15, but that could change as these storms are really only moving to the northeast at about 25 miles per hour. I'm going to grab my other clicker here so that I can advance to show you exactly the size of hail that we're worried about right now with these storms that are moving through. It's greater than the size of quarters. That's out toward ping pong ball sized at the moment, and we're going to continue to see if it strengthens, and there are some indications that these storms are strengthening. Another look at the radar. Here's that one storm that's been moving through western Bexar County. This has got a bit more of a northeasterly track at about 25 miles per hour. The area of the hail core right now is just inside 1604 and 410 there on the northwest side of town, close to the southern part of near South Helotes. And then there's another storm that's moving more northeast at 25 miles per hour, moving through the intersection of Bandera County, Bexar County, Medina County, and Kendall County. Bernie, you're about to see the strongest part of the storm here, so I would again recommend just about everybody across Bexar County, especially along and north of Highway 90, to stay inside. If you're south of Highway 90 and on the south side of Bexar County, close to 410 and 1604, you're in the clear right now. But again, the biggest thing that we just want to encourage everybody is to stay inside, because you do not want to encounter this kind of hail that we are seeing on the west side of town. Adam, do you have any more information for us?
Yeah, we're going to get right to the radar and take a look at where the hail is falling down, where it's going, because I do think the hail within this thunderstorm is modifying a little bit. The problem is we have this large hail. It's basically a swath of hail that's hail, a brief break, more hail, brief break, more hail. And the reason the area I'm talking about here is, just around Leon Valley, Rimkus Park area, stretching westward and southwestward down towards SeaWorld. That's the area where we most likely have the hail within these storms, and the primary area of concern here when it comes to the potential damage, because that's, as Sarah was saying, the size hail, 1 inch or bigger, which is just the size of a quarter or bigger, it's damage causing. And that's one reason why we have the severe thunderstorm warning. It's also dangerous in nature. You see this just updated here. We've got this moving to the northeast at 25 miles per hour. So I'm going to give you some fresh times, and it looks like the hail core is kind of nudged northward a little bit, but we can give you some fresh times with this. And this is basically the leading edge of it.
And while you're doing this,
Yes.
Adam, I'd also like to remind everybody, we don't need to be reminded of this, how much rain we've seen in this area, that the heavy rain is falling over right now, Leon Valley area, west side of town. These areas have seen 10 plus inches of rain since Wednesday. There is an aerial flood advisory already in effect for our area because this could lead to some minor street flooding at the moment, minor creek flooding, but the biggest threat here, of course, is the hail.
Yeah, I would anticipate some issues on some area roadways. So assuming this area of hail stays intact, we're looking at Chavano Park at 748, Hill Country Village at about 756, Hollywood Park about 757, Bulverde at 817. Bernie, you're starting to see some hail move in right now, but here in San Antonio, the main hail threat is on the northwest side of town right now. This is moving northeastward into the medical center area at Oakland Estates, Whitby Road. This is crossing Bandera Road, headed toward UTSA Boulevard. And you know the I-10 corridor here, north of Crossroads, north of 410, where we have UTSA and UTSA Boulevard. That's the direction where this large hail is going. So if you're in that area, too late to get outside and try to put your car in cover. It's time to stay inside and not go out. But this is the area of the large hail. Bandera Road, Braun Road. Get in super tight with that.
Yeah, and Adam, one of our viewers, they previously posted a picture of up to ping pong ball size hail at that Petrenko 211 area. And then they just again posted another picture of some what looks like quarter size hail. So as you were mentioning, these are pulsing.
Yeah.
There are times when there is the severe hail, then briefly on the west side it might calm down, but it's not safe to be outside. Yeah, they got a second round of large hail on top of the originally ping pong ball size hail they saw about 25 minutes ago.
So they went out in between, took a picture of it, went back in, started coming down again. So we're getting these multiple hail doses of hail or hail cores. What I'm seeing here is we're talking Watchtower Street, down toward Romney, Upton, and this is west of Bandera Road. But now it looks like the hail has kind of covered a more broad area. Hopefully it's not quite as strong or as large as it was before, but you see how we don't have those intense black colors in there? That's positive, but this is still likely damaging. So it's still likely an inch in diameter or greater. So about a quarter to ping pong ball sized, about to hit the I-10 corridor just south of 1604, between 410 and 1604. So medical center area. You got was it Rolling Oaks Country Club over there? That whole neighborhood, that whole area. That's where the hail is going, and this could be accompanied by some straight line winds, maybe up to 60 miles per hour. But right now we're thinking the hail is the primary threat. Those of you in Bernie, here it is. Remember we said it was headed your way. Sarah's going to be on the lookout for some pictures from you once this has passed and it's safe to go outside. But this is some large hail hitting all of Bernie, including downtown, surrounding communities along 46, especially 46 just east. So we're talking downtown Bernie, okay, the heart of downtown, near the Jefferson Bank and whatnot. You go eastward about 3 miles, and that's how far the hail extends eastward of downtown. As for westward, it extends about 2 miles. Again, we're talking about downtown Bernie, Main Street and 46 there. And it does go along 46.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. A reminder that if you do see hail that's larger than the size of quarters, make sure to write down, document it, take the time that the hail has occurred for insurance purposes. That's important to remember to do. Sometimes when there's a strong, scary storm, we forget those things. But if you want to save a little bit of a headache in the future, go ahead and document the time. It's 7:35 right now, and if you are hearing very large hail on the 3rd of May, write that down.
Yep, write it down, note it, because if it doesn't hit the airport, we don't have official records of it. I know, sounds crazy, but that's the way it is. You need to document it. Watching closely these 2 severe thunderstorms, one right in San Antonio, especially the west of 281 in San Antonio and north of Highway 90. We're talking Leon Valley, Castle Hills, moving into UTSA area, Hollywood Park, Chavano Park. You're up next. The medical center area getting it right now, and I'm sure we'll continue to get reports from those locations just to verify the size of hail that's falling. But
we do have a report of quarter-sized hail in Bernie, 1 mile south of Bernie, as of about 2 minutes ago.
Okay.